everyone, and welcome to my really long January wrap-up. So this month, I've read a lot, a lot. The most I've read in a very long time. I read a total of 12 books, and I'm currently on my 13th book, and right now it is 8 p.m. January 31st, so I kind of have 4 hours, but I don't want to, and I don't think I'll be finishing it, so just go with 12 books. That's a lot of books. That's amazing, guys. Come on, that's really good. And what I really like about this month, and basically me following my New Year bookish resolution, and it is that I've read a couple of non-review books that I've always wanted to read, so I'm kind of happy with that, and I'm going to continue on with that until I actually reach a balance between my review books and my non-review books. To not make this video any much longer, I'm gonna go right ahead and talk about very briefly about each book that I've read this month. This isn't in any order, but the first book is Love Me by Rachel Schuchert. This is the second book in the Hollywood 1930s contemporary historical trilogy. I'm pretty sure it's a trilogy because the ending was just, what? I need a third book. But this was really good. It wasn't as good as the first one because I was very stressed while reading this book because of some things, but I'm really excited for the third book, but nothing has been revealed about it. But again, I'm pretty sure it's gonna come out, so I can't wait for it. The second book that I read is The Sound of Letting Go by Stasia Ward-Kehoe. This is actually a book told in verse, so it was kind of quick for me. I did a video review of this and I will be uploading it soon. The third book that I read is Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge, a fairy tale retelling with a bit of, or a lot of, actually Greek mythology. I've already done a video review of this book and I will link it down below, but bottom line, guys, read it. I gave this 4 stars, I gave The Sound of Letting Go 3.5 or 4, and I gave Love Me 4. The fourth book that I read is 3 by Kristen Simmons, the third and final book in the Article 5 trilogy, which I loved so much. This is my favorite book of the whole trilogy. It was action-packed, it was intense, the characters were amazing, the secondary characters were amazing. Ember and Chase, the main protagonist and the love interest, were perfect. They kind of remind me of Arya and Perry from Under the Never Sky trilogy, who I loved, by the way, and you can check out my video review of Into the Still Blue down below. I'll link that below too. So this book was action-packed. It was everything I wanted in a dystopian final book, and I got it in this one, and I'm just so happy, and I thank Kristen Simmons with all my heart for writing such a fantastic finale. Of course, I gave this book 5 stars. This is my last physical review book of the month, and it is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. So this was kind of pitched for us as for fans of Harry Potter and the Hunger Games through Random House, and I'm like, hell yeah, request. And I got it, but then I found out a bit too late that it contains gore, and I just don't like gory things whatsoever. So I was kind of chicken to read it, and I contacted Giselle from Book Nerd Canada. I'll leave her channel link below. And I asked her if she wants to do a read-along, and she said sure, why not, because she also got the book. And honestly, I loved the read-along. It was so much fun. Every 5 chapters, so every 45 pages or so, we would stop and discuss. And it just made us read faster and not dwell on any parts that we disliked or whatever, just, you know, go on, read. And it reached a point where I would forget that I would need to stop at a specific chapter and just go on, and I'll be like, whoop, go back. I shouldn't have read this chapter because I should have stopped in the previous chapter. And it was a lot of fun. My review actually contains snapshots of our Twitter direct message conversations, and I will leave the link of the review below. I'm not sure if it would have already been posted by the time this video is up, so definitely read it. It's just fascinating. It's a crossover between YA and adult. I don't recommend it to young readers because of just some of the language used and just how gory and really realistic. I actually had to skip through some gory details that I did not want to read, but overall it was fantastic. And look at this. I love maps in my books, and actually Giselle and I kind of forgot about this map until randomly she's like, oh, in the middle of the book, she's like, there is a map It would have made our lives so much better if we actually looked at the map initially. And I did after that, and it's so cool. Really, really good book. Definitely recommend it to you guys. The next two books are review books, but I read them in e-galley format. The first is Hung Up by Kristen Tracy. This book is actually only told in the form of phone conversations throughout the whole book between a guy and a girl who randomly start talking on the phone with each other. And initially it was really funny. I enjoyed it. It was quirky, it was cute and all that, but then later on there was kind of no point to the book, and the main protagonist, the girl, really annoyed me. But based on that, I gave this book 3 stars. I gave Red Rising 4 stars. The last review book was Great by Sarah Benincasa, and this is my least favorite book of this month. And I gave this book 1 star because there was no point to this book. It's a retelling of The Great Gatsby. I've never read or watched the movie, so didn't know what it was about. It's a very short book. It was only like 170 pages on my Nook, but when I reached page 100, nothing went on. And there was no point to it, and then the ending was like the last 30 pages where everything went down, like everything went down. I'm like, yeah, I kind of lost faith in this book, so definitely do not recommend it to anyone, to be honest. Moving on to my non-review books, and I actually read a big chunk of my pile. 7 books out of 13 were non-review books. That's amazing. So, the first is If You Could See Me Now by Cecilia Ahern. My friend Amani recommended this book for me because she just loves it so much. So I had to buy it and I had to read it, and I did. And while I did not love it as much as she did, it was a very different read from my typical YA reads. It was heartwarming, it was sad, and it was just, it was really good. Don't expect the typical happily ever after in this book, but expect a lot of character growth, a lot of just emotions in this book, and I really enjoyed it. I think my rating was 4 stars on Goodreads. The next book is the first book in the Balefire series, A Chalice of Wind. As you can see here, this is how far I've read. So the first book is only 266 pages. They're very short books. I know Kate Turner, I know her style of writing, I know that initially her first books aren't the best. They usually get better by each book. So while I didn't enjoy this as much as I hoped, but it was still enjoyable, I just really missed the magic and the Wicca in my life in books. So it was a nice way to get back to that and to just, reading magical books. So I'm definitely going to continue on, and I gave this 3.5 stars, the first one. I'm planning on reading 1 book a month, so I will be done by April. The next book that I read is Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. I actually read this in a single day. Annabelle from In the Book Corner really loves the series, and I saw her reread VA the beginning of this month, and my sister loves this series so much, and I actually read 50 pages of it a month ago or 2 months ago, I'm not sure. But then I was waiting for Ignite Me to come out, and I wanted a book that I knew I was going to love, so I picked this one up. Oh my god, so good. So good. I have been waiting for a book lately to just suck me in and just would make me stay up all night just to read, and this was the book. So good. I love Rose. Rose is like amazing, and I actually didn't know that the movie was coming out so soon, February 7th. I thought it was coming out in a couple of months, so I'm happy I picked it up right now. So 5 stars. I can't wait to continue on the series, especially since Annabelle said that the series gets better by each book, so I'm not complaining. The next 2 books are part of a trilogy. I'm just so glad I finally got around to reading them. I thank Mel for actually making me pick this series up, and thank you, Mel. Honestly, thank you times infinity, because now this trilogy is one of my all-time favorite trilogy, and it is the Grisha trilogy. I read Shadow and Bone. I actually bought this because Mel recommended it for me for my epic rec. So I read this. Oh my god. So good. You know how I mentioned before that I needed a book that would hook me and make me stay up all night, and I hadn't had one in a while? Well, I lied. This was one of them. So good. I couldn't put it down, and the world, if this is what high fantasy is all about, then I've been missing out on something amazing. I loved everything about this book, from the world building, from just the fantasy part of it, and I just love the main character Elena. I love the Darkling here, and I wasn't fond of Mel all that much, but I just loved everything about this book. And then the ending, oh my god, killed me, which is why I immediately picked up Siege and Storm. I don't usually do this. I don't usually read books back to back from the same series or trilogy. I get bored. I really get bored. I don't know why. I just do. But I couldn't. The whole time I was thinking about, like, what the hell's gonna happen next? I need to know. I need to know. I know Rise and Ruining is coming out in like June or July, but I don't care. This book is on my shelf, looking at me, staring at me, wanting me to pick it up. How could I not? So I did. I know a lot of people might not like this book if they love Shadow and Bone. My sister didn't like this book all that much. She gave this 3 stars while she gave Shadow and Bone 5. I know a lot of people who didn't like Shadow and Bone actually loved this one, but oddly enough, I loved both. Both of them were so good in their own ways. Shadow and Bone is more romance. Siege and Storm is more like action and like politics and like planning and all that like really awesome stuff. And we get introduced to some new characters such as Sturmhond, and we get more of Mel. So right now, you're probably thinking, whose team am I on? Short answer is all of them. I don't know. I don't know what to pick. I love the Darkling in my own weird way. I love Mel, which is very weird because I don't typically fall for the convenient love interest, because I think all the best friends and all those people are technically convenient for me, so I don't usually fall for these people. But then we also have Sturmhond, and I'm like, okay, you're the jokester. I'm not a big fan of jokesters and people who are the comedic relief, except for Kenji, but I don't think of Kenji as a love interest from Shadow Me. Sorry, I'm linking everything to Shadow Me because I'll say next. Okay, so anyways, really good. I loved, it's a huge book. It's a huge book. But I loved every second of it. This world is just freaking amazing. Leah Bardugo is just amazing. I gave both of them 5 stars. Can't wait for Rise and Ruining. Actually, even though I bought this in paperback, this is the arc that my sister got. I'm actually just going to re-buy this one in hardback and then buy this one in hardback, because when Rise and Ruining is coming out, I'm buying it in hardback, and I like my favorite series to be in hardback. If you guys haven't started this, then you need to. Especially like high fantasy fans, you need to. This trilogy is just, you're missing out. That's all I can say. You're missing out. And yeah. So the last book in this whole huge pile of books is the book I'm currently reading, and it is, yes, Ignite Me by Tara Mafi. I got this book yesterday, January 30th. I pre-ordered it the beginning of this month, so I guess it arrived early, and I started it yesterday night. And I started reading today. I actually ordered 2 copies, one for myself and one for my friend, and my friend told me to not start reading, but I couldn't, so I've been reading slowly. I'm only 180 pages in, and right now she just messaged me like a while ago telling me that she's going to start it soon, so yes, ma'am. See you on the other side of when we both finish the book and see how we feel about it. And okay, so see this? These are all notes. Lovely, lovely notes of my feelings for this book. But it's good. 180 pages in, and I'm already loving it to freaking death. It's so good. And it's so good, guys. It's so good. Don't know what to say. And look out for some video that I'm going to be posting soon related to this. And I guess that's all I'm gonna tell you, because I don't want to tell you anything else. It's an announcement video of some sorts. And this is what I mean about, you know, linking everything that I've been talking about to the Shadow Me series and like Kenji and like Ignite Me, because I'm reading it right now and that's all I've been thinking about. I don't generally do notes. I really don't, but I had a reason. But other than that, I noticed that when I do that, I am more of an active reader, and that makes me enjoy the book more and get immersed better in the books and revel in like the beautifulness, if that's even a word, of Tara Mafi's writing. Again, look out for my announcement, and you guys just do that. I'm not gonna say anything anymore. These are all the books that I've read this month. A total of almost 13 books, so I started this year with a bang. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books, and I will link all of the reviews related to any of these books down below if you guys wanna know more of my thoughts. And that's it. Sorry for the long video, it's just a lot of books and a lot of emotions and just so many things in my head that I need to let out. And hope you guys have a fantastic February. Have a nice day and happy reading, guys. Bye!